Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Fractions 1, the first assignment in our homework as far as the math goes. So the first part of the problem, part of the fractions, is just looking at a fraction. By the way, does anybody know? Most people know what the bottom is, but not the top. What's the bottom of the fraction called? Anybody know what the bottom?
Denominator?
Yeah, denominator. Yes. Okay, and the harder one is the top. Some people forget that one. Anybody?
No.
Numerator?
Numerator.
Oh, yeah.
Most people forget that. Okay, if the top is called the numerator, I often just call it the top, and the bottom is the denominator. What is your math teacher called? He is the Terminator.
No.
Numerator, denominator, Terminator. I usually scare some people with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it says put fractions in lowest terms. Oftentimes that's also called reducing. Reduce a fraction. One way of reducing a fraction is looking at the top and bottom and determining what they can both be divided by. And something tens and something that ends in zeros and fives can both be divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 85 divided by 5 is 17. So the answer is 2 over 17. You see, 2 and 17 can't divide anymore. They don't have any other numbers to divide in, and so we're done. So that fraction is, that answer is 2 over 17. All right, so now 10 over 85. I want to show you now using the calculator. I told you I'm going to use this calculator, and it's going to do a lot of the work for us. Yes. So I forgot, what was it? The 10 over 85. So on the calculator, I'm going to hit this ND button. That's the fraction button, ND. It creates a fraction, a top and a bottom. And I'm going to write 10. And then I'm going to use this arrow button to go down over 85. So 10 over 85. Let's see if I can zoom that in a little bit. I'm sorry. Let me see what the zoom is. I can't see nothing. It's so dark in here. Where's the zoom? Oh, there it is. Is that the zoom? Maybe not. Maybe I have to. Why the? It just seems dark. That's zoom. Oh, zoom down, zoom up. There we go. 10 over 85. And I'm just going to arrow over to get out of the fraction. You don't have to. All you have to do is hit enter now. If I hit enter, give me a second on this calculator. Now if I hit enter, it tells me the answer, and the answer is 2 over 17. That's the same thing I did. I just type in 10 over 85, hit enter, and it reduces the fraction for me in lowest terms. How nice is that? Okay, next, I'm going to show you on this next one how the book actually does this problem. So once again, you can reduce a fraction any way you want. I recommend using the calculator, but I'm going to show you how the book does this problem. If we take the top, 24, You can try to divide it by, you just find all the prime numbers that it divides into. Prime numbers are numbers that don't divide into anything else, like 2, 3, 5, 7. You see, 6 has 2 and 3. But prime numbers only divide into 1 and itself. 3, 1 times 3, that's it. 5, 1 times 5. 7, 1 times 7. 8 is not prime because it's 2 times 4 or 1 times 8. So 24, if you divide it by, it's an even number, so let's divide it by 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. You can divide it by 2 again. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then 6 divided by 2, you get 3. 3 is prime, and these are the numbers we divided it by. So this 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Do you see 2 times 2 is 4? 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. I know this is a long way of going about it, but when I showed you, show me an example or show, this is how they did it. They took 24 and prime factored it. Then they'll take the next number, 26. So I'm going to take 26 now. And I can divide 26 by 2 and get 13. I can't divide 13 by anything, so 26 is 2 times 13. So if you have the same number on the top and bottom, they cancel. So this answer should be whatever we have left. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And on the bottom, we have 13 left. So the answer to this reduced fraction is 12 over 13. So I just wanted to show you that way also, because the book shows that. After this, I'm just going to type them into my calculator. But I wanted to show you that method also. So 24 over 26, once again, if you have this calculator, did anybody actually buy it yet? 24 over
I've had that calculator. Thank goodness it's
26.
the right one.
Good. And do you see the answer is 12 over 13? It reduces it nice and easily. I mean, after you see this video, lessons today, I would rush out and buy this thing. Once again, I hope you don't pay more than $20, $25 for this. Walmart, I think they're 15 bucks, 15 or $16. So
I
take
got one for my son because he's starting math, and the shipping anywhere is kind of long.
Oh,
Just
okay.
for right now,
But you
anywhere.
you should be able to go to walmart.com and just go, I'm not walmart.com, Walmart, and get it.
Yeah,
Because
they were out.
oh, they
I
yeah, I
don't
was
know if it's because the school just started for a lot of people, but yeah, it's gonna.
maybe.
I ordered my son one like 2 or 3 days ago, and he won't get it till like February 4th from
Oh,
Amazon. That was
God.
Amazon.
Oh, wow.
That was the soonest.
Mm. Okay. Boy, that's terrible. Yeah, it used to be where we issued these out. I would get them and then issue them out, but they're not letting me do that because of COVID. All right, 140 over 260 when you put this in the calculator. By the way, you can do this. I mean, you don't, if you can reduce it more than once. I noticed that these both divide by 10. 140 divided by 10 is 14 because they both end in 0. 260 divided by 10 is 26. And then I noticed they both divide by 2. You got to divide the top and bottom by the same number, and you get 7 over 13. So 140 over 260, when you put that in your calculator, you should get 7 over 13. Anybody know what number 4, what we divide both by? The top and bottom have to divide by the same number to reduce it.
11.
11, yeah. 11 times 7 is 77, and 5 times 11 is 55. If you don't know that, you can get the calculator. 77 divided by 11 is 7, and 55 divided by 11 is 5. The answer is 7 over 5. Great. Just checking to see if you know your... Okay, everybody go to the chat box. I'm going to ask you a multiplication problem. We're going to see who can type it in correctly and first. Find the chat box. Where is the chat box? Let's see. Where's the chat box at? I don't even see the chat box. Oh, there it is. Okay, get ready. I want you to type this answer in into the chat box. Ready? What is 7 times 8?
56.
There we go. There we go. I just want to make sure everybody, that's the hardest multiplication. If you don't know 7 times 8 is 56, you may be a redneck. No, you may need to get the calculator.
I did. I had to use that.
Good, good. You may be, you may need a calculator. All right. All right, so next, write the improper fraction as a mixed number. Can somebody tell me why it's an improper fraction? It said this is an improper fraction, but what makes it improper?
Is it because the top is bigger?
Yes.
Oh, God.
The top is larger, has a larger number than the bottom. Top is larger than the bottom. That's a improper fraction. 2/3, do you see the top is smaller? This is just a proper fraction, or we just call it a fraction. But anytime the top is larger, we call it an improper fraction. If the top is smaller than the bottom, it's proper. Improper fractions can turn into a mixed number. A mixed number has a whole number and a fraction. And the way we learned it in school was we divide the two. We put the 44, the top, inside and then divide it by the bottom. 3 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract it. Remember all this? Oh, Lordy. And then 3 goes into 14 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12 with 1 remainder. So I have 14 with 1 remainder. My bottom is a 3. This is how you end up doing it. And I mean, we ain't got a lot of time for you to learn how to do this if you don't know how to do this. We have to get to the algebra. So I wanted to show you that's how we do it. However, let's try it on my calculator. 44 over 3. So first thing I'm going to do is get the fraction and put 44 over 3. And I'm just going to hit enter and see what happens. Nothing. It still says 44 over 3. However, on our calculator, right here, do you see it says 10x or whatever it is? 10, I don't know what, I can't, I'm sorry, I'm blind. 10 to the n power. But above that, it has a fraction and it changes to a mixed number. So above it is green. So I have 44 over 3. To change the fraction to a mixed number, I hit the green button and it says it's going to change it from a fraction to a mixed number. So when I hit enter, it changes it to 14 2/3. So it will change a improper fraction to a fraction. And I'm going to do that one more time. First, type in your improper fraction, 44 over 3. And right here, above it, it has a fraction symbol, and then the arrow says it's going to change it to a mixed number. Sorry, from fraction to mixed number. We're going to hit the second and that button. Oh, you got to get out of the fraction first. That's why I always use that arrow button. Get out of there first. So second 10, it's going to change fraction to mixed number. Hit enter and you get 14 2/3. By the way, if you do the same thing again, hit second and that number, it's going to take it back to a improper fraction. Do you see on top of that, the arrows go both ways. So if you have a improper fraction, it changes to a mixed number. If you have a mixed number, it changes it back to an improper fraction. So once again, if I hit it again, it'll go back to a mixed number. 14 and 2/3.
Mine's not working. Can you,
What do you mean yours is not
it
working?
says system error. It's probably me.
Is it a TI-30XS?
Exactly like yours.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hang on. Okay, I'm in the class right now, so I'll be free at 3. Okay, so let's try that again. Type in your fraction, 44/3. Did you say you do have a TI-30XS?
Yes, it's just like yours.
Okay, an arrow over, then hit second 10x.
Oh, I forgot the second.
Yes.
So it's user error.
Yes. That's because the second button is green and the stuff above it is green. So that's how you know to hit that second button. Okay.
Oh, okay. And
Okay.
and if you do the white part, you don't need the second button. Got it.
Exactly. So for this one, we ended up with 14. I don't even know what we ended up with. 14 and 2/3. Yes. All right. I'm going to go down to the next question. When you put this one into your calculator, you should get 6 1/6. 37/6. And once again, I mean, the way we learned how to do it in school is it's 37 divided by 6, the top divided by the bottom. 6 goes into 37 6 times. Subtract it. So the answer, that's your whole number. This is the top of the fraction. This is the bottom of the fraction. 6 1/6. So let's try 59/12 on our calculator. (59/12). And when I get it, I get if I can find my pen, there it is, 4 and 11/12. 4 and 11/12. All right, everybody okay with changing improper to mixed numbers? It's not too bad when you got a calculator, when you have the right calculator. And now they just want you to change mixed numbers to improper. But let me do it the long way first, and then I'll do it on the calculator. It's the same buttons on the calculator, but you have to type in a mixed number. But let's do this first. This is how you change a mixed number to an improper. If you guys remember from grade school, you have to multiply the whole number with the bottom. 4 times 4 is 16. Then you have to add it with the top. 16 plus 3 is 19. And then you leave the bottom the same. So 4 3/4, changing it to an improper fraction is 19/4. 4 3/4. You multiply the bottom with the whole number, then you add the top, and that's your new top. The old bottom stays as our bottom. 4 3/4. So I'm going to put that into my calculator. So to put a mixed number in our calculator, you see the ND button. Right above the ND button is the mixed number button. It's the green, here's the ND, the fraction. Right above it is the mixed number. So if I hit the green second and the ND, which is the green, it puts a mixed number up here. 4, and then I'm going to arrow over to 3, and I'm going to arrow down to 4. 4 3/4, and then I'm going to get out of it. So second ND gives you the mixed number. 4 3/4. And if you just hit enter, hey, I didn't even have to type anything in, just hit enter. It changes to an improper fraction automatically. 19/4.
I literally tried to do this like right before class with my math bridge course. So
So,
thank you.
good, good. All righty. Okay, so let's try 7 3/7 on our calculator. You should get, let's see, multiply these two together, you get 49. Then you add 3, I get 52. You should get 52/7. 7 3/7. 7 3/7 changes to 52/7 as an improper fraction. All righty. And number 10, try that one. Multiply these two and you get 150. Add the top, I get 157. The bottom stays the same. 157/10. All right, now we're going to multiply fractions. Perform the operation. The operation here, a dot is another way of saying multiply. So when you multiply fractions, you multiply the tops and then you multiply the bottoms. That's it. Oh, there's one more step, and then you try to reduce it if you can. So I'm going to multiply the tops. 2 times 2 is 4. I'm going to multiply the bottoms. 7 times 9 is 63. And I try to reduce. Can I divide? I can only divide 4 by 2 and 4. 6 does not divide, 63 does not divide by 2, and 63 does not divide by 4. So this is the answer. 2/7 times 2/9 is 4/63. And I'm going to try that on my calculator right now. 2/7 times 2/9. Fraction 2/7. I'm going to get over to the fraction times, do the multiplication button, times fraction 2/7 times 2/9. And get out of there and hit enter, and you get 4/63.
You know, watching you play with this calculator makes it look so much easier. Like
I said, that's why I said you got to get this calculator, especially when we get to the financial formulas. You need to practice now on it, but when we get to those financial formulas, oh, they're big and elaborate. There's going to be a lot of typing and using this.
Yeah.
So you got to get practice.
I'm so much less stressed now knowing we can use a calculator. I can
Good.
use a calculator.
Good, good. But every semester, some people still fail because they don't want to do the work. I just want to mention that because not everybody passes. It drives me crazy if people don't want to do any work. Why sign up if you don't want to try?
That's how I got through last semester, is I made sure I got almost 100 on every single assignment, and that's what made me pass the entire class with a 90. So
Yeah.
I agree, do the work.
Okay, so number 12, I'm going to multiply it out and then I'm going to put it in my calculator. 5 times, multiply across the top. 5 times 11 is 55. 7 times 15 is 105. When you multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, and then try to reduce it. Well, they both divide by 5. You always try to reduce a fraction, because if you put this in as your answer, they're going to mark it wrong because it has to be reduced. They both divide by 5, and we get 11 over 21. So when you put 5 over 7 times 11 over 15 in your calculator, you should get 11 over 21. And this next one looks too hard for me to multiply, so I'm just going to put the next one straight into my calculator. Fraction 16 over 27. And I know this looks easy, but you still have to practice this or it won't be easy. Many people, oh yeah, that looks easy, I can do that. But if you wait till the test to try to do this, bad things usually happen. So when I type this into my calculator, it reduces it and I get 32 over 69.
So, Chief, will we be able to use a calculator on the tests?
All tests, all quizzes, and the final exam. Yes.
Oh my God, my last instructor said that some elementary or some algebra teachers don't allow that. So, whew.
I don't know who don't allow it.
Yeah, I heard that from UTSA. They do that. You can't use any calculators at all.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
But I will say, doing that last class, not a lot on a calculator. I did learn a lot. So, but this is a lot more.
Right.
So I'm glad.
Okay, so number 14, let's try it on our calculator. We have to put in a mixed number first and then a fraction. So you see, you have to type in the mixed number first. Do you remember how to type in the mixed number?
Yes.
So remember, the mixed number is right above the fraction. Here's the fraction. The mixed number is the green above it. So type in a mixed number, you had to hit the green and then the fraction, and a mixed number pops up. So you have to hit the green and then the fraction. And then I'm not even going to fill it in. And then I'm going to hit times and just the fraction. So you see, it's mixed number and then a fraction. Let's see if I can get that a little. So I just typed in the mixed number and then I typed in the fraction. Now I can arrow over and just fill it all in if I wanted to. And that's what I'm going to do because I have to go back to the book and look at it. And it was 2. And arrow over 1/3 times 27 over 29. And when you type this in, you should get 63 over 29. Now, here's another test for you. What if your homework said you must type this in as a mixed number? Do you see how the top is larger? So on your own, change this to a mixed number. Do you remember how to do that on your calculator? There's my 63 over 29. And if you remember right above the 10x, this thing right here, 10n, it's fraction to mixed number. We have the fraction there already. All you have to do is hit, let me see if I can focus this a little bit more. Oh, that's not a focus. That's not a focus. Oh, Lord. I don't know which one's focus. Let's see. Maybe I need a light. That might help a little bit. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, now I got that thing there. Okay, so to change it to a mixed number, we have the fraction there already. Remember, it's this right here, right above the 10x. It's fraction to mixed numbers. I'm going to hit second 10x, and it's going to change 6329 to a mixed number when I hit enter, and it's 2 and 5 over 29. So we got 2 and 5 over 29. Here, you don't type in a fraction. You just type in 7 times 1 and type in just the whole number and then type in the mixed number and then multiply it together, you know? So I'm going to do that. 7 times, I got to get to the mixed number right above the fraction. 1 and 8 over 17. And when you multiply it, you should get 175 over 17. And when you change it to, I mean, that's a good answer. If they don't tell you to change it to a mixed number, leave it like that. But if they say put your answer in mixed number form, then change it to a mixed number. When you change it to a mixed number, this is improper. When you change it to a mixed number, it will be 10 and 5 over 17.
What's a proper number? Like just one by itself?
Proper, remember, is 5 over when the top is
Oh
smaller.
yeah.
When the top is smaller. See, if the top is larger, then you know you can change
Okay.
it to a mixed number.
Duh, I knew that.
Okay. All right, moving on. Just gonna skip number 16. It's multiply, so we just did a few of those, so we're okay. Number 17, find the reciprocal. Ooh, anybody know what reciprocal means?
Yeah, these ones are hard.
No, they're not.
Well,
Reciprocal just means flip it. Flip
yeah.
so the
I
answer
knew that.
the answer to this is 9 over 8. The reciprocal just flips the fraction.
Yeah, and I never remember that. So
Okay, the reciprocal flips the fraction. So the answer to this problem is 9 over 8. The reciprocal of 1 over 16 is
16 over 1.
yeah, but that's actually not accurate.
16.
See?
Because 16 over
16.
yes, because 16 divided by
Oh.
1 is 16. I think that in the homework it would give either answer correct, but on a test you wouldn't see this. You would see this as a multiple choice. All our tests are multiple choice. So all you have to do is pick the correct answer. Oh, okay. I'm not sure about number 19. Anybody know what the reciprocal of
1 over 14?
Yes,
Oh God.
because 14 is really 14 over 1 if you change it to a fraction, right? I mean, the whole number is 14 over 1. 6 is 6 over 1. 9 is 9 over 1. Now, if we take the reciprocal, you just flip it. 1 over 14, and there's our answer.
I really guessed, but good.
Good. If I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. I really want you guys to take notes if you can. It's really important that you're able to find your notes and understand them later on also. All right. It says perform the operations. Now it's divide. So I'm going to take you through the steps for dividing, and then I'm going to go to the calculator and do it. So to divide fractions, this is divide. To divide fractions, we use Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. I don't know, anybody ever hear that before? When you divide fractions, you use Kentucky Fried Chicken. The Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, means keep the first fraction. So I'm going to keep it. The first fraction is 1/2. I'm going to keep it. The F for Kentucky Fried, the F stands for flip the second fraction. So 1/5, I'm flipping it to 5/1. Flip the second fraction. And Kentucky Fried Chicken, the C stands for change. Change that divide sign to a multiply. When you flip that second fraction, this divide sign changes to a multiply. And then we multiply fractions. Then multiply. And if you remember how to multiply, we multiply across the top. 1 times 5 is 5. Multiply across the bottom. 2 times 1 is 2. And we have our answer. All right. So, oh, I didn't do that one on the calculator. Well, let's do number 21 on the calculator. Hang on, let me see if I can get this going here. All right, so let's put this 4/5 divided by 8 on our calculator. So we're going to do a fraction, 4/5. I'm going to move it over here, and then I'm going to divide it by, here's the divide symbol, divide it by 8. And the answer is 1/10. 4 divided by 5, 4/5 divided by 8, sorry, equals 1/10. And I'm going to verify that. The way we do these, again, is Kentucky Fried Chicken. Keep the first fraction. Flip the second. 8/1 flips to 1/8. And then multiply. Change it to multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 8 is 40. They both divide by 4 to reduce. And I get 1/10. 4/5 divided by 8 equals 1/10. When you put this into your calculator, you should get 7/9.
I have a question.
Yes.
When is it the right time to reduce? Is it when like it's like a big?
When you have to reduce. I mean, when you see the top and bottom both can divide by the same number. Now your calculator reduces it, but I'll show you right here. Give me a second. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do. I'm going to do my own example unless I can find one down right below here. Well, let's see if you're using your calculator. Let me do one then here. Give me a second. Here's an extra one. 4/6 divided by 2/3. So keep the first fraction. Flip the second fraction. and change divide to multiply. Multiply the top and multiply the bottom. Oh, this is a weird one. Do you see how they both can be divided by the same number? You can divide them both by 2, or you can divide them both by 12 since they're both 12. And then you reduce. But if you put this in the calculator, so the answer is 1 over 1 or 1. If you put this in the calculator, it does all the work and reducing it for you. So you only reduce it when the top and bottom can be divided by the same number, any number. And let me show you another example. That was weird. 4 over 6 divided by 5 over 2. Let's try this one. That stays the same. This flips, and I get 8 over 30. Do you see how they both are even numbers?
Yes, sir.
So you know you can reduce it. They both, even numbers can always be divided by 2. Top and bottom are both even. You can divide it by 2, and I get 4 over 15. Now, 4 doesn't divide into 5. 4 has 2 times 2, and 2 can't divide into 15. You can also divide 4 by 4, but you can't divide 15 by 4, so it doesn't need to be reduced anymore.
Okay, I understand now.
Good.
Thank you.
And your calculator will do the reducing for you. Your calculator does do the reducing for you. All right, let's try the last one in this section, number 24. I'm going to put this in on my calculator. So you have to type in mixed number. If you remember, right above the 10N, you have to hit second 10N for a mixed. Oh, no, that's not one. Second ND. Second ND for a mixed number, 2 and 2/5 divided by another second ND, 3 and 4/5. 2 and 2/5 and 3 and 4/5. So I typed it into my calculator. And remember how you got the mixed numbers. You went second ND. There's a fraction, and the mixed numbers is right above it. So when you type it in, that's what you get, 12 over 19. Now, can you change this to a mixed number, this answer to a mixed number? Anybody want to say yes or no? Can you change this answer to a mixed number? You cannot. You can only change it if the top is larger than the bottom. See, you can only change a fraction to a mixed number if the top is larger. The top is smaller, so you can't. You see, 19 can't go into 20 or 12. So you can't have a mixed number answer. So when you divide these two, the answer is just 12 over 19. So for this one, the answer was 12 over 19. And that is the end of fractions part 1.
Oh, that was way less harder than I thought.
And I'm hitting stop record.